So in today's challenge, your goal is to try to figure out how to get each equation into y equals mx plus b, because that's what it asks you for. So let's get to slope-intercept form. So reading the directions, you'll see that no spaces, and it must be written like this, y equals mx plus b. What's really cool is as you enter your answers, when they're correct, they switch from red to black, and the picture starts to come alive. So let's take a look here first at number 1. On number 1, I see that I have x minus 6y equals negative 18. Well, remember, I need the y alone. That's what I'm looking for. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the x to the other side. So I'm going to, well, that's a positive x. I'm going to subtract that x. What I do to one side of an equation, I do to the other. I already know that. As a mathematician, this has disappeared. I'm going to keep the negative 6y equals. I'm going to rewrite it in mx plus b. So I'm going to start with the x. It's a negative x. Then I'm going to write the negative 18. Okay. Still solving for y. Y is still not alone. Attached is this negative 6 by multiplication, so I'm going to divide. What I do to one side, well, I'm going to do to everyone. So negative 6 divided by negative 6, well, that's 1, but we just write y equals. Now, this looks a little different. Remember, that's like negative 1. So negative 1/6, that's just a fraction, and it cannot simplify, but a negative and a negative make a positive. So y equals 1/6. Don't forget the x. And then negative 18 and negative 6, when I divide those, I have a positive 3. So for number 1, I would type in 1 equals 1/6 x plus 3. Looking at number 7 now. Again, y equals mx plus b. We're solving for y. So I know this 2x has got to go. It's a positive 2x, so I'm going to subtract it. What I do to one side, well, I do to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and say, all right, so positive 3y equals in mx plus b. So I'm going to start with the x. Be careful with the positives and negatives. Follow what you have. Next, we're going to divide by 3 to everybody. So y is going to equal, looks like negative 2/3 x. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5, so I would write subtract 5. Now number 11 looks a little different. As you see here, I've got y minus 2 on one side equals, but I have something happening here. And remember, I've got parentheses and something stuck to the outside. Well, that something here happens to be a negative 1. That means that negative 1 needs to go everywhere. Remember, this is our distribution. So we need to simplify first. So I still have y minus 2 over here. Nothing's happened with that. But I have negative 1 times x. So negative x, or negative 1x, and negative 1 times negative 2. So positive 2. Okay. Everything looks simplified. Now I'm going to go solve for y. And what's attached to y? Well, subtract 2. Well, I want to move it, so I'm going to add 2. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So I have y, 2's are gone, I asked them to move, equals negative x plus 4. And that's how you would type it in. Number 20. Again, I'm solving for y. Well, I don't like the fact that the y is on the right and the x is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the old switcheroo. I'm going to rewrite this as 5y minus 25. I'm going to take exactly what's on this side and move it over. And then I'm going to do the same. Equals, and I'm going to put the 7x over here. Just makes more sense in my brain. Now, still solving for y. So I'm going to, yeah, we're going to move that constant. This is like a two-step. The 25 needs to go to the other side. We're going to add it. So I have 5y, my 25s are gone. I keep my equals. I have the x first, so 7x because it's still positive. I'm going to add 25. Next step, still solving for y. So let's divide by 5 on all. And I now have y equals 7/5 x. Now 25 divided by 5 is 5. So 7/5 x plus 5. So again, as you start typing these in, you'll start seeing the picture start to come alive for you. It's important right now to remember, you are the mathematician. You tell the problem what to do. Keep focused on, okay, what am I solving for, and how can I get everything attached to it to the other side of the equation. Be careful with your positives and negatives, and you must type it in y equals mx plus b format.